ISFJs. Although this is one of the most common personalities in real life, ISFJs in anime are mostly just secondary characters, those that will either die in the first episode or appear in the first episode and never be heard or seen ever again. They are very interesting characters like random guy from Kimetsu no Yaiba, random girl from another, literally Cementos from Boku no Hero, but also Bulbasaur. ISTJs. If the ISFJ never appears anymore, ISTJs are the secondary character that are the best friends for the protagonists and that stays by their side until everything is over. Like Mikasa from Shingeki, Megumi from Jujutsu, Rei Ayanami from Evangelion, Gyu Tomioka from Kimetsu. But recently, there's been this thing about killing this type of character as Nanami from Jujutsu and Aki from Chainsaw. This needs to change. We need to protect the ISTJs. INTPs. This is probably the personality with the biggest number of anime characters. After all, they are the incarnation not only of the people who consume, but also of those who write the sorts of things. You know, the nerd type that never leaves home, doesn't have high ambitions in life, mostly lives in fantasy, believing he is intellectually superior because he just doesn't take any real actions in life. Except, of course, in anime, where they are those very, very badass characters. But again, it's all fiction. They are characters like L from Death Note, Kakashi from Naruto, Van Hohenheim from Fullmetal Alchemist, Frieren, but in real life they are mostly likely you Ishigami from Kaguya-sama Love is War. You know, the weird geek type, doesn't have any friends, but that's it. That's INTPs. INFPs. Just like INTPs, they also represent a type of people that are socially dysfunctional and use anime as escapism for their own personal lack of social abilities. The plot twist is that they also cry while they do it. So they are characters like Shinji from Evangelion, Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, Atsushi from Bungo Stray Dogs, but my favorite is Shigeo Kageyama from Mob Psycho 100. ESFJs. If your anime needs a female character, she will certainly be of this type. She will never really be romantically involved with the protagonist, and because the anime was written by a male who never even talked to a woman before, she would probably have the personality of his mother, like Sakura Haruno from Naruto, Ochaka Raraka from Boku no Hero, Rinri from Fullmetal, and Tomoe from Bunny Girl. ESTJs. If your anime needs a character that is really strong but will most certainly die, this is the type. They are initially very strong, but they are also presented as such just so the protagonist can either beat the shit out of them or make a contrast to see how great and real the protagonist is. For example, Naoya from Jujutsu Kaisen, both Vegeta and Raditz from Dragon Ball Z, Raph from Fullmetal, or Onoki from Naruto. In this case, it wasn't the protagonist who was bright, but rather the villain. Do you remember that scene with The Rock and Madara? Oh man, I'm so sorry for you, ESTJs. ENFPs. If your anime needs a character that is bubbly, that is bright, that is always positive, almost like ingenious as well, this is the type. They can be very charming and charismatic sometimes, but I'll tell you that they are also dumb as fuck, like Hao from Castle and something I forgot the name, Anya from Spy Family, Obito from Naruto, Misato from Evangelion, both Sailor Moon and Sakura Card Captor themselves, Chika Fujiwara from Kaguya-sama, Subaru from Re:Zero, or Yosuke from JoJo. I've never seen that anime before as well, but there's also Aang from Avatar if you consider that an anime. ENTPs. If you were to put God in an anime, but not as an entity, but rather as a person or a character, this is the type. They are the fan favorite. They are charming, sensual, cunning, and unlike ENFPs, they are also clever as fuck. They are Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, Edward Eric, Osamu Dazai, Riz and Himeno from Chainsaw, Orochimaru, Ryoji Kaji from Evangelion, Okabe from Steins Gate, Doflamingo, Arsène Lupin from Lupin III, Gogeta from Dragon Ball, Maximilian from Yu-Gi-Oh!, Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter, but my personal favorite is Gengar from Pokemon. ENTPs are great. ISTPs, if your anime needs a depressive, antisocial, but also competent of a character, that will just grunge all the time and still for some reason have some fans over them, then you are talking about Levi from Shingeki, Jotaro from JoJo, Guts from Berserk, and Zoro from One Piece. ISFPs, from time to time, there are some anime protagonists that seem to hold no real personal opinion or personality even, and that is just used for whatever the story needs that character to be or to become. They have charisma, but mostly they are just regular people. Like Itadori from Jujutsu, Ichigo from Bleach, Eren from Shingeki, Zenitsu from Kimetsu, but don't lose your head over this like Makoto from School Days. ESFPs. But you see, there is also these other type of protagonist that is just the cliche of protagonists. They are loud, extroverted, who goes first and thinks only later, like Goku from Dragon Ball, Luffy from One Piece, Gon from Hunter x Hunter, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. It's the cliche all over. ESTPs, when the anime needs a character that is said to be the best in everything he does, and that will not stop for whatever power God or the anime's author puts in front of them, then your character is an ESTP. Like Todo from Jujutsu, Tengen from Kimetsu, David Martinez from Cyberpunk, Jojo from JoJo, but this can also be softer like it happens with Yumiko Jabami or even Zero 2. ENFJ. Have you ever met a character that is so bright, so optimistic, that they just suddenly die? This is Rengoku from Kimetsu, Ai Hoshino from Oshinoko, Shisui from Naruto, Wolfgang from Monster, Himo from Frieren. But if they are female, they are probably the hottest character in that show, I'm telling you. Like Makima, Mei Terumi, and yes, judge me, but Ria's Grammary from DxD, and I've never even watched that show. ENTJ. Have you ever seen the representation of what a motherfucker is? This is the ENTJ characters. No morals, no scruples. They are just there to be evil and fuck everyone around them. Like Light Yagami from Death Note, Sukuna from Jujutsu, Griffith from Berserk, Dio Brando from JoJo, Madara from Naruto, Muzan from Kimetsu, Kirari from Kakigurui, even Frieza from Dragon Ball. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this type? INFJs. If ENTPs are the representation of God, then INFJs are Jesus Christ. They have a fandom around these sorts of characters for no reason at all. They are not fun, they are not cool, and they are mostly boring, but everyone loves them, and really, so do I. They are Johan from Monster, Itachi from Naruto, Haku from Chihiro, Yuta from Jujutsu, Kaworu from Evangelion. Literally, Kami from Kami-san, but my personal crush was always Conan. And Gazayuno from Mirai Nikki. Yes, I have a problem. I'll not discuss it right now. INTJ. Similar to INTPs, you are the heroes in every slice of life. If your anime needs a villain or a pseudo-villain, then INTJ is your type. Suguru Geto, Ayano Koji, Lelouch, Sosuke Aizen, Seto Kaiba, Satsuki, Kiryuin, Todoroki, sometimes Sasuke, yeah, or Father from Fumetto. I think they are better in movies, but who knows? And if you are looking to discover your type or want to discuss it with someone, then you can check the link in the description and book a session with me. I'm a clinical psychologist in Brazil. I'm also doing a Discord server in English that may or may not be in the description depending on the time you watch this video about, psychology, philosophy, neurosciences, or just to talk. Tell me as well what is your personality type, what is your favorite one, share this video with a friend, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye bye.